Good news, everyone. I'm back. I think that's good news enough. And I am turning to this angle this time just to check out the light. And of course, it's the quality is a lot better when you have good light. Maybe it's too much. And this time I'm going to talk about politics or discussing politics. Um, Recently, I have been discussing politics with a few friends on Facebook. That's how I mostly talk about politics. I have talked somewhat with some of my friends over the phone, but not in the sense of the way I've been doing lately regarding, for example, the invasion of Ukraine by Russia. And in that regard, how the information flow is coming or not coming to Russia or to Ukraine or to the Western world or to the rest of the world, and how that can actually affect how you think about your friend or those friends. I have thought about this, and I have had a few thoughts about how I think about my friends when it comes to the previous big topic, which was the pandemic, and where I took away some Facebook friends because I saw there were promoting ignorance, which means they were, anti-vaccine, or they were even into the conspiracy theories that why they were making this a pandemic and not just a regular flu. And this is, sometimes you just have to think hard and long, I can't ignore, okay, I can ignore their posts by not following them, but not take them away as friends on Facebook. But I'm not going to, talk about actually in that sense of taking away friends from Facebook, because I guess I have mentioned some of that before. But I wanted to touch a little bit the topic of politics in general. And when you get into, I get, eager, and I start to discuss certain posts on other friends. I don't post as much myself in that sense, in that area. It happens. But mostly there are, some people, they post a lot on Facebook many times a day. I usually never do that. I used to, like back in the day, like in the early years of Facebook, but last 5 years I haven't. I also clean up my Facebook pretty often to just mainly have a page where I have my pictures and videos, personal, private, and my face, it's Facebook, my face. And anyways, it's I then get into that even with people within my own political area, well, party. I get into discussion about certain very narrow thoughts or politics within certain areas. And especially now, since this war started 24th of February, there have been problems to be sure what is the news really, what's the truth in the news. I'm very into getting the truth out there, and as they said on certain series, X-Files, I think, believe, there's like the truth is out there. And also it's the fact, what happened actually. You know, these days you have satellites that films everything, take pictures of everything. You have cameras everywhere. You have cameras on the phone that can record, take pictures, and then you have also photoshopping, of course. But when you have many people and many sources of certain things, you know, and that comes to, for example, when Russians deny certain things, and you have the real facts, you have the videos, you have the reporters on top of everything that can, and satellite photos, you can say this really happened. It is what it is, you know. And but then when it comes to discussing politics with friends, you know, some, I guess, say that you shouldn't discuss politics, religion, and what's the third thing? Economy. With friends, to keep away from those areas, because of it can create, you know, unfriendly conversation where you end up not being friends, even if you have been long-time friends. And that's also a thing, you know, I rather not recommend that you get into business with friends either. Because if that doesn't work out, or you get into problems, you get into economical problems, or it's not balanced who works and who takes out money from the company, or whatever you do, whatever business you are into. And for example, typical is that pyramid kind of where you, what is it called? Sharing product? No, I don't remember. It's just, you know, yeah, they invite you to this circle and all this. I mean, that invited several times to certain products and all kinds of things, and I'm not interested to force and onto my friends products that are not personal. I could not force, but I mean, I could say I have, say, made an album. I haven't. But I have made some demos, but you know, I haven't. But I do have. I made a book. I made a lyric book with poems and lyrics, and I did sell that, and you know, but it's a personal thing, and I think that's a very different from selling cosmetics, or what is the Tupperware, or other natural products, or whatever it is you are selling, which ends up that, yeah, they're the first that invite the others, get the more bonus and all that. And it's not a good thing, I believe, because especially those who constantly, the one that even called me up, I never talked to her for many years. I don't even remember, was it 30 years ago? I don't know, but she understood that my previous wife, she was interested in certain products, natural products. I don't remember what it was, of Nuture, I don't remember what it was, but anyways, you know, she even called me up, and I wrote that I wasn't, you know, in that was sense interested, but I would let my wife know. And it's I can see the lights. It makes me squint a bit. I can't put on those terrible shades, you know. But yeah, but you can, you know, some are very aggressive, and they become too much. I have, like I said, I have sold that book, which is my own. I made it myself. Even I got it made up into a 250 copies, I believe, and I run out. I have barely any left. I sold them for like $10 US dollars. It's well, it was about, I think, or was it? I don't remember, but it's like 10 years ago at least, no, 12 maybe. And when it comes to other products where you kind of enforce yourself and say, well, this is such a good deal, you know, come on. And I get 5% bonus, and when you get other people in there, it's like, it's a pyramid scam altogether, you know. Anyways, so that's about not getting into business with your friends, but also not discuss religion with your friends. As often when you are, even with my Christian friends, I can't discuss everything within my religion, which is kind of a very special. It's a anarchism or anarchistic Christianity, which is a very narrow. It took me years to figure that out. That I was that. That's, you know, within my, because it's the ideological way of thinking is that no other law is above the law of God, in that sense, meaning that I will follow the law for any state I live or I am visiting, but all in all, it is God who is setting the law, which I will follow. It's a hard. I can't explain it in short. It's you can look it up. There is a English Wikipedia page about it, and it's for me it's very interesting that it actually existed. I didn't know. I knew I was an anarchist must be at least 10 years ago, maybe more. But I am, well, I thought I was in my youth, but I was like a punk rocker. But then when I became a Christian, newborn Christian, in 2005. And very a huge experience. I was all by myself. It was very intense, but I didn't think, I could. Because I don't really want to mix religion and politics in that sense, but still, it's very fast. It becomes a part of politics for a lot of people. But I think, for me, religion or a belief is a very personal journey, a personal thing. I don't want to enforce on anyone my belief. If they ask me, I can tell them what it's about. And therefore, I have friends who is humanist. I used to be a humanist myself, and I was, very into that, very, or or the organization in Norway, humanist and all that. I was in the very local organization. I was a leader, just 19 years old, I believe. Yeah. So in the town I lived. Now, when it comes to not talking about religion, it's not that difficult, but some people, they can't stop themselves. I know that certain Christians or religious people, they feel they have to go out there and talk to people even if they don't ask about it. Like, have you heard about Jesus? That's a very typical thing to say, I guess. I'm more of the person that I think people should, discover their own personal Jesus or God or whatever they want are experiencing. It's as long as it works. That's what I said when somebody asked me one time back, well, that's years ago, like 13 years ago or something. Is it okay if I don't believe in God? I said, well, if you believe in a stone, or if you believe in the sun, or if you believe in the humanity, or as long as it works for you, it doesn't really matter. But if it hurts you or somebody else, you should reconsider. And I think that's, I'm a pacifist, and I should for sure not enforce my belief or the Christian beliefs in general towards anyone, or like the Crusaders back in the day did, and a lot of others still do. They are having one hand the Bible, the other hand education or food or money. I think that's so wrong. It's like, first you have to take the Bible, and then you can have these goodies that you need. Therefore, talking about religion is something I mostly do with my Christian friends, but I still there. I like I said, mine is so special that I can't, I can, most Christian friends I have, actually, they are very open, and I would like to listen, and they would like to answer if I ask them something. And therefore, the same, I also, if somebody asks me, I like to answer, if I can answer. Some questions might be very specific, or so either so specific or so general that it will take a long time to explain, and we'll have to nearly write it down, make a book out of it. But I for sure would think that many people out there that you could relate to that, either being forced on a belief or a message, or indoctrinating things, that you especially, I was fortunate to grow up in a very religious neutral home. My brother and I, we chose to go to the Sunday school, and my parents didn't tell us. It was us. We wanted to go. Okay, you go. Go to the Philadelphia Sunday school, and then we didn't want to go there anymore. We didn't go there anymore. It's like it's a free will. It has to be a free will, I find. But okay, for sure you should hear about the different religions and the different beliefs, the humanists, and know that many wars, Very many wars, a lot of wars are fought because of religion and sects within the different religions. And it's crazy. It's madness. And my God, he is a very peaceful God. So, and I'm sure, Jesus, he was a pacifist. So he doesn't want anyone to go out and fight for him with a huge gun in their hand or a knife. While others, they obviously think Jesus would. Well, anyways, then back to discussing politics. I find it hard sometimes to not discuss politics with people. A lot hard, very hard, when they post things that I like completely either against or at least have very many questions about. And I find it either a bad source, untrue, discriminating, racist. I find it, looking from a bow down towards people if you don't have the same meaning. And then people come back to me, yeah, well, you're doing the same thing. You are manipulating the whole thread of discussion with your thoughts. And it's like, yeah, okay, am I? Am I? And I read through I often type it in my notes first, go through it and go through it again and post it. Sometimes I don't, but then I read through it again. It's like, okay, I missed a word there and there. But I mean, is it that? How can somebody misunderstand this as something else than I do? And for sure, the truth is in the beholder, isn't that what it says? The eye of the beholder, is it? Yeah, something like that. Well, it's written down on my phone, which I'm using to film. Yes, here is my Puerto de la Cruz minute by minute. I should make some more 4K films from the nature or the town or the parks. Yeah, I'm being a bit lazy when it comes to the filming. I just filmed today, but it was like 30 seconds. Don't get a hiccup, Thomas. So, now politics, discussing that with people I know are, okay, I'm a left-winger, socialist. And some of my friends and family, they are right-wing, and some are within the conservative, and then there are more, what would that be in English? Ultra-conservative. Well, they are very far right. I believe I don't have any friends that are so far right that they could be called, fascists, or I don't think I have anyone that far left that I would call them communists, or someone would call them communists. But maybe I do, I don't know. But when I'm discussing on Facebook, as so common is, it is, about politics and certain topics, or just talking about some media, newspaper article about something, And of course, that's the thing with the huge pandemic, the war, the energy crisis. You get people from left and right in the politics together and agree on certain things, and then you get people all the way from the right and all the way from the left to agree also, which is like, I mean, like really far away from each other in general in politics. But when it comes to especially the pandemic and when it comes to this war in Ukraine, strange things. But still, it unites the others, say, more from well, especially in Norway, where I discuss mostly politics with Norwegian friends, because that's where I can also vote. Even though I live here in Spain, I can only vote on the local elections. And well, I can't vote on the local elections in Norway, but I can vote on the government, for the government. And anyway, it's just the whole hassle of getting into so long threads, comments, and you link up, or you just say, check it out yourself, or you tell them, why I believe this, and the other one's saying, no. And many times I just can, okay, I let you go, even though I know you're lying or it's not a fact, but it's you believe so. And I know a few others that also say so, but I can link up a bunch of places, and they would say, no, fake news or whatever. And I would say, well, you are in the middle of a big fake news if you believe this. And also sometimes I'm not evil, but I'm going back for, I remember this discussion, and I'll just find that discussion months back, or it could be even years if it's still there. But often it is. People don't clean up after themselves. And I was like, well, what happened, eh? Like I said, and it's now, it happened. It's a proven thing. It's like, would be like, I don't know, if say, that in an election, this party would do it really well. And in the discussion previous to the election, the other person would say, no, it's impossible. They wouldn't. And then after, what happened? They did really well. And they're like, up in your nose, or what is it? It's like, and I go like, just, not to make a fool of them, but they were so sure. They were so sure that they were right. That this wouldn't happen, or that wouldn't happen, or this never happened, but then it was later proven, really fact. And they were in denial, and that's the thing about truth. Even though, like I said, it's can be looked at from different angles, what's the truth. But when you have filmed something, and you have the sound, you have the visual, and you have it from several angles, and you know what's going on here, there's no doubt what's going on, who's there, what is happening. It's like if you would deny a volcano explosion. It is filmed from everywhere, from the space, everywhere. And but still there is people denying it's happening. That's I just remembered about this movie, about this comment, Don't Look Up, with Leonardo DiCaprio, and it's very good. It's actually focusing about, the climate crisis we are in, that nobody, many do not look at it as the fact that it is a climate crisis. We have to do something now. It's actually maybe too late, and we are doomed. But no, I recommend that. I don't think I have recommended it before, but I definitely recommending you to watch Don't Look Up. I think it's on Netflix, and maybe other places too. So I started with my to have my videos, 20 minutes, but now I'm starting to have them for 30 minutes. Then I have to stop. But it's again, I rambling on and talk. I could talk forever, I guess, if I because the topics I talk about, I really I think that's important. So politics, religion, and economy. It's it's hard with friends that to stay away from those topics, but maybe I should. You know, maybe I should really stop discussing with I have a couple of cousins. They are, well, over to the right, and I'm over to the left, and that can, it's certain things we agree on, but it's so many things we don't agree on. Social rights, for example. Anyway, you have a nice day now, and I'll see you soon.